Do I watch gay films? No.
Yeah.
But then again, that's a delicate state.
Yeah.
Because
yeah,
bitches is gay, and if you watch girl on girl action, guess what? You're watching gay film. So it's touchy, man. It's
Oh, well, talking about that, Miley Cyrus just recently kissed Katy Perry. Katy Perry was kind of like, oh, like she didn't know she was gonna put her tongue in her mouth. I mean, what do you think Miley Cyrus growing up as like Hannah Montana and all that Disney stuff? Do you think she's trying to be something she's not, or she's like coming out of her shell? What do you think about Miley Cyrus?
Miley Cyrus. I mean, she played that goes back to that facade shit that I just talked about. When you're 12 years old, I mean, you're 12 years old.
Yeah.
Al Capone was 12 years old. You know what I'm saying? That nigga Hitler was 12 years old. That nigga motherfucking, what's his name? Ted Bundy and the Jeffrey Dahmers were once 12 years old. And they might have slapped animals around or drew some ugly pictures. But you never know what somebody's going to be. But if you're going to ask me, a young woman that's become a woman of privilege, is it wrong for her to do what she's doing in a world, and especially in an industry, and especially in a country where sex sells? That question is almost like not a good question. It's not a question that's coming. This is a question that anyone would ask. I'm not dissing you. I'm just saying, that's like saying, we put drugs and guns in your community, and you got caught with a gun, and come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course. She's doing what she got to do. Now, is she going overboard? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But maybe she did catch the girl off guard. But who's to say that night they didn't go to the telly and have a blast? So, that's just my opinion.
I'm gonna switch it up. We're gonna wrap it up, but I'm gonna switch it up. I'm just gonna. What do you think about Obama? Like, is he a good president or is he a bad president? Or
all right,
what do you think?
all right.
Give me your thoughts on Obama.
My nigga Obama. You know what I'm saying? I gotta say, all in all, he's a president. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, being a president is certain things that you gotta go by, certain things you gotta do. Now, the fact that he's the first biracial, because let's face it, he's not just a black president, he's half and half. For me to say the first black president is irresponsible. You know what I'm saying? Because in all reality, he's half and half. You know what I'm saying? He just happened to have a tan. You know what I'm saying? Now, that being said, just imagine how hard that must be for anyone in his position, a manager of a dealership, a hotel, being the first black anything, you're under a microscope. Excuse me. Now that this motherfucker's the president, you know that everything that they're going to do is not so much to hinder his presidency. Because if they could have did that, they would have stopped him from being elected. But they couldn't, obviously, because he's back to back. So what's the next step? To prove that his job was so incapable and inadequate that we'll never go for that again. Now, how are you going to do that when every president looks the same up until now? You're not going to, you know what I'm saying? So it's basically making it twice as hard for a Hispanic or another African American to be the president. Now, is he a good president? He's as good as they're letting him be. To answer the question directly, he's as good as they allow him to be. Okay. Because he doesn't have absolute power. It's not like England being a king, He got to play games with these motherfuckers. And they're making it next to impossible for him to make the real changes that he needs to make.
Okay. One more question before we end. If you was the president, let's say if you was the president, what would you change first? What would you? I mean, and if you had the ability to change it.
If I was the president,
yeah.
First of all, I wouldn't pretend to know everything about healthcare, and all the intricate things about being the president. But that's why the president has advisors. I mean, put it this way: if I was the president, nobody would have to write my speeches. When you hear me talking, that's me talking. Not like even Obama. He got people that write for him, people that tell him this is what you should say, this is what you should talk about. If I was the fucking president, you'll hear my feelings, my heart. You know what I'm saying? But the one thing that I would go for more than anything wouldn't be anything other than to make equality as much as it really supposed to be. You know, like they decriminalized marijuana lately. You know, a lot of states and cities is making it legal. Yeah. Okay, so basically what they saying with this new marijuana law is if you get caught with less than 100 grams, then you get a ticket, no criminal record, no jail time. But we all know they're trying to say that marijuana is the devil's gateway drug. We know that's what they're saying. But yet you don't rob anybody because you need a blunt or a joint or a bowl. You don't have sweats. You don't have a physical dependency where you're going to throw up if you don't have it. Now, let's talk about pills. Let's talk about heroin. Let's talk about cocaine. These are drug-dependent people that need the fucking drug. But yet they're in jail. Yet they're being criminalized. So it's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? It's a double standard. And if I was the president, that's what I would do. You know, for that guy that's somewhere in Mississippi that's doing life, he's been in there 20-something years because he had a couple bags of weed. And I mean, when I say a couple bags, I mean, I just told you it's 100 grams or less. And you don't get no jail time. This motherfucker, he had 3 different charges that amounted less of 4 ounces, and he's in jail for 25 years. And Obama's the president, and he's letting this man sit in jail. So yeah, if I was the president, I would do shit like that, and I would fix the things that I could fix. Put it that way.
Yeah.
It's a brown Hornet, nigga.
All right, Brown Hornet. This definitely won't be the last time we hear from you, man. Thanks for the interview. Man.
Much respect to the people, man. Fight for what's yours, man. Don't let nobody take it. Nobody.